Introduction. The 2026 NFL coaching carousel is in full swing. The 2025-26 NFL offseason has quickly turned into one of the most dramatic coaching carousels in recent league history. With 10 head coaching changes already and multiple high-profile openings still available, the league is abuzz with speculation, strategic shifts, and potential paradigm shifts in leadership philosophy. Yahoo Sports. One of the most significant developments, and the focus of this article, is the departure of Sean McDermott from the Buffalo Bills, a franchise he led for 9 seasons. This move not only reshaped expectations in Buffalo but sent shockwaves across the league's coaching market. AOL. Who is Sean McDermott, and why his next landing spot matters? Sean McDermott is one of the most established head coaches of the last decade in the NFL. Over 9 seasons with the Bills, he amassed a 98-50 regular season record and consistently kept Buffalo competitive, including multiple double-digit win seasons and deep playoff runs. Sportsbook review. His strengths are well documented. A defense-first philosophy that breeds disciplined play. Strong leadership skills in building culture. Experience managing a franchise quarterback in Josh Allen. However, his playoff shortcomings, particularly failing to reach a Super Bowl, ultimately led the Bills to move on in search of a new voice. Sharp football analysis. McDermott's availability instantly elevated his profile among teams still searching for head coaches, making him one of the hottest names on this cycle's market. Key coaching vacancies in the NFL 2026 cycle. Several franchises have already filled head coach positions, but 6 to 8 notable vacancies remain. These include Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Las Vegas Raiders, Arizona Cardinals, Pittsburgh Steelers, and potentially others depending on end-of-season results. CBS Sports. In many cases, teams are balancing offensive innovation with defensive stability, and that dynamic highlights why McDermott is under consideration in several spots. Where could Sean McDermott land next? Top landing spot predictions. NFL insiders and analysts have started predicting McDermott's future destinations, and several teams make strategic sense given their current rosters and organizational goals. Here are the top possibilities with detailed context. 1. Baltimore Ravens, a spot that checks all boxes. A frequently mentioned landing spot for McDermott is the Baltimore Ravens. Analysts note that Baltimore's combination of strong defense and a dynamic offensive weapon in Lamar Jackson would suit McDermott's strengths, particularly his defensive acumen and ability to manage rosters built for winning now. Sportsbook review. McDermott would inherit a roster that is already competitive, giving him a faster path to contention than most rebuilding franchises. Stability at quarterback and hunger for postseason success place the Ravens high on many wish lists for McDermott. 2. Pittsburgh Steelers, culture and stability meets new leadership. The Steelers represent a classic franchise with history, tradition, and a defense-centric mentality, characteristics that align well with McDermott's coaching philosophy. Insider buzz suggests Pittsburgh is a legitimate suitor, especially given the need to replace longtime coach Mike Tomlin after his departure. SteelerNation.com. Pittsburgh's roster has foundational talent, and McDermott could be positioned to put a defensive imprint on a team known for ruggedness and physical play. Advocates argue this could be a perfect fit, blending McDermott's strengths with Pittsburgh's identity. 3. Cleveland Browns, long shot, but still possible. The Browns have coaching needs and resources that some believe could attract McDermott, especially if they pursue someone with a defensive pedigree and leadership experience. Rumors in fan forums highlight this connection, although Brownstown's roster situation, especially at quarterback, might be less appealing than other options. Reddit. 4. Las Vegas Raiders, less likely, but a wild card. Some teams like the Raiders are rumored to explore big-name coaches if they want to shift culture or accelerate progress. McDermott's name has floated amid discussion about pairing him with offensive minds, but insiders suggest the Raiders may lean toward younger offensive-oriented candidates instead. Just Blog Baby. 5. Other teams Cardinals, Browns less attractive for McDermott. Reports indicate that McDermott is unlikely to consider teams like the Arizona Cardinals, where a complete rebuilding project and unstable quarterback situation may deter him. Insider analysis suggests he's looking for a competitive roster, not a full rebuild. SI. Odds and analytical rankings. McDermott's value in the coaching market. Betting markets and analytical rankings provide a snapshot of how teams and oddsmakers view coaching candidates this offseason. McDermott is typically near the top of candidate lists, alongside coaches like Robert Saleh and Clint Kubiak. Sportsbook review. He slots into the top tier of overall candidates based on record and experience, but his next destination will depend on team fit and organizational culture. These rankings matter because even teams without open spots watch how candidates fare, influencing future coordinator and head coaching opportunities league-wide. Other hot coaching candidates. The broader market. While McDermott is a marquee name, the coaching carousel has many other emerging and veteran candidates generating buzz. Here's a breakdown of notable figures and where they might land. Clint Kubiak, offensive innovator. As offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, Kubiak's balanced attack and strong offensive metrics make him a leading choice for multiple openings. He's one of the most interview-requested candidates this cycle, particularly for franchises seeking to boost offensive performance. Bet365 News. Brian Daboll, familiar and experienced. Daboll, the former Giants head coach and a former Bills OC, remains in the conversation for multiple head coach gigs, including potentially even returning to a Bills-affiliated role elsewhere. His offensive background and quarterback development reputation are major assets. New York Post. Joe Brady, rising star with Buffalo ties. Brady, Bills offensive coordinator and one of the first interviewees for the Bills head coaching vacancy, has already drawn serious interest from multiple teams. Buffalo rumblings. His connection with Josh Allen and strong offensive track record make him a candidate for both head coaching gigs and offensive coordinator roles with top teams. Anthony Weaver, defensive strategist with momentum. Weaver, Dolphins defensive coordinator and former Bills assistant, is being requested for interviews by multiple teams, showcasing how defensive coordinators are increasingly attractive hires. The Finsider. Chris Shula and Jeff Hafley, defensive upstarts. Both defensive coordinators are gaining attention for head coach interviews due to strong performance with their units and progressive defensive scheming. ESPN. Team-by-team breakdown. Who might fill the vacancies? Here's a closer look at some teams still searching and plausible coaching fits. Buffalo Bills. Who replaces McDermott? Candidates already discussed for Buffalo include Joe Brady, Brian Daboll, Davis Webb, Anthony Lynn, among others. Bet365 News +1. Buffalo is evaluating offensive philosophy and leadership, and the choice could signal whether they want a continuity. Hire Brady or a fresh perspective, Daboll or Webb. Baltimore Ravens, filling the huge shoes. The Ravens could choose from several candidates tailored to their roster and strategic identity. McDermott remains a top rumored option, but others like defensive specialists or offensive innovators could also emerge. Pittsburgh Steelers, culture and rebuild. Steelers fans and pundits are debating options with philosophies ranging from traditional discipline to offensive creativity. A McDermott hire would reflect continuity with Steelers culture. Other teams, unique challenges. Franchises like the Browns, Raiders, and Cardinals all bring their own challenges, whether quarterback uncertainty, roster limitations, or ownership expectations. Their decision processes will weigh experience against long-term vision. Hiring trends. What this coaching cycle says about the NFL. Several broader trends are emerging in this coaching period. 1. Balance between offense and defense matters. Teams are no longer exclusively chasing offensive minds, defensive coordinators are rising in demand. 2. Experience versus youth debate. Older, proven head coaches are still attractive, but younger coordinators with modern schematics are also highly impactful in interviews. 3. Quarterback stability changes coaching value. Teams with strong quarterbacks, e.g., Ravens, are more likely to attract veteran coaches like McDermott, while rebuilding teams tend to focus on innovative builders. Conclusion. The 2026 coaching market is wide open. The 2026 coaching carousel has already produced major headlines, and with a coach of Sean McDermott's caliber now available, the implications extend far beyond the Bills. McDermott's next stop could define his legacy and shape the strategic direction of whichever franchise hires him. Across the league, teams are balancing offensive firepower, defensive discipline, and leadership traits that can sustain competitive windows in a dynamic NFL landscape. Whether McDermott ends up with the Ravens, Steelers, or another franchise entirely, it's clear this cycle will influence NFL head coaching approaches for years to come.